Okay. Anyone? Any icebreaker? I know. Thank you.
Parker, thank you for being so candid. And, I really enjoyed our cafe. We talked briefly.
Hmm.
We have New York and
Mm.
we have the people in the industry that are important, both of us.
Yeah.
And your experience in Korea really expanded your, your universe, world,
Mm.
internal world in such an interesting way. And I love particularly the pieces where you are using materials, but still relating them to your childhood in
Mm.
Florida. Or, it's such a beautiful way of weaving in past and present. And I'm sorry, it's a comment and a question. I'm almost done. Uh, I'm really fascinated by this idea, and I've lived through it myself of
Mm.
finding community in another culture that is so different than your own. And I was wondering if you could speak a little bit more of that process for you, how you began. I'm sorry, bad throat today. How you began to find allies, how you began to find colleagues, and do you have, or how does it look like for you to work as an American artist in Korea?
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Uh, Thank you. Uh, that's a good question. I feel like I was very lucky upon arriving to Korea because I knew a few people, like not just my friends from college, but just from my travels overall. My friend who did Ripple Effect, who helped me produce that to publish that book. She was actually one of my really good friends that I met her in Shanghai on a visit, and she had relocated to Seoul. And so when I moved here, when I finally chose to move here, she was already I stayed at her house as a landing pad when I first got here, and she was. I consider her one of like the droplets in the ripple effect in my life because she introduced me to so many people. Um, like F&B is a big thing here. Like food and beverage and kind of sharing drinks, sharing like having meals. That's like it's a very, I think, community-based thing everywhere, but I she introduced me to some people who introduced me to some people who introduced me to some people, and this was before the pandemic, so a lot of people like people were out and about, and like I said, I didn't shy away from invitation even if I had been out 5 nights that week already. I just did it because I was going through a heartache, but also like exploring everything new. And this is when I understood empathy, I think, and where I implemented empathy in my life and kind of understood because I was so humbled when I came here because I was like, I don't really know anybody. Not that I don't know anybody, but I don't know many people. So any invitation I took, any invitation that I was given, I went with, and I just kind of like was open to it and like didn't shy away from my shyness, or no, I did shy away from my shyness, and I just kind of um I don't know. I became more of an extrovert. I think I live somewhere in between like a extrovert and I'm definitely an introvert at heart. But I think I was able. Everything was new and fresh and exciting. And why would I pass that up? Kind is like how I saw it. But yeah, I'm very grateful to Annie because she kind of like gave me a place to stay when I landed here, and I think that is such like a selfless thing, and like just it was such a gift. But like we've worked over so many projects together that not are just personal, but also for like I don't know, we've just worked over the years, and she's been so influential in in supporting me in the work that I do, and she and introducing me to people, even if yeah, she's one big person. I think it's just saying yes and just instead of like being closed off. I think that's the biggest thing. I think by the time I left New York, I was a very hardened and angry and resentful person. And I think moving abroad and like being in a space in an environment in a new city, I think you kind of have to soften yourself. There's no other way. I really think there's no other way than to be open and understanding and just trust and you'll meet people along the way that you might not be friends with forever, but at least you had the chance to meet them, and maybe they introduce you to somebody. It really is like the ripple effect is like a metaphor for kind of I think everything in life, and I think relationships especially, and the ones specifically here in that I've met in Korea, because I just got lucky. I feel really lucky that one person introduced me to another person who understood that um that I liked art and that I was interested in art, even though I wasn't really practicing it when I first got here. I think slowly but surely I kind of got back into it because I just got more comfortable and curious about my own, just about it in general. Like I would just, you know, go to galleries by myself and show face essentially. And like I used to go a lot, but like if my friends can't make it, but I also got invited to a lot of things because of creatives who were already here in Korea, just simply by that relationship that I had through Annie. And other people like, I mean, there's a list of people that I'm very grateful for, but I don't know if I could thank them, but I think they're more private people maybe, so I don't want to shout them out like that. I want to respect their privacy. But yeah, I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, I think that's just being open and like open to the idea and trusting it. I mean, Kate back here, I met her through Valentina. I met Valentina through Valentina as well. So that, and I met Valentina through I, I just went to one of her events and then I was so like impressed by it and was just like so kind of amazed by it that it was out in Yongin and I just went, I took my camera and for some intuitive feeling, I was like, oh, I just want to go and photograph it. It wasn't paid, it wasn't a commission thing. I just felt like drawn. Even the time that I went to go see it, I hadn't met Valentina in that space, but then we somehow got in touch with each other and we were like texting and then I shot that space and then that kind of led to our very strong friendship and like her introducing me to Kate and to Raffaella. And that is another ripple effect where I met somebody and they saw what I was doing and they supported me in a way that I had been supported in the past, but it was just, I don't know, I just felt a bit more seen and understood that she understood that, oh, I am a photographer and I can be hired, but she understood that I also had this underlining um, artistic practice. And she saw that as well. And she, supported me in doing that and gave me other opportunities to do that. So it's just like um, an ongoing thing that I'm really grateful for because this we wouldn't be having this conversation right now if it weren't for those people in my life. And I'm always like I take it back to like, oh, I'm so grateful that we're able to have this dialogue right now. Um, After something that brought me to Korea that was like so devastating. But I'm like, oh, we can connect on like screw that. It doesn't matter anymore. It's like so far in the past. And I'm like really grateful to be able to have these conversations now.
She's asking, what motivates you to take pictures when you are not feeling like doing it or enough motivated?
I don't. That day that I took a picture of the divination photo, it was because the materials were decaying. Like there was an expiration date for that. So I really had to force myself to or really go to waste. And like I said, I don't like to waste things. But if there's spurts of time where I'm not creating work and I'm just resting. But I do think it's important to practice your artistic practice. After graduating Parsons, I completely put my camera down. I didn't touch it for maybe like 3 years until I started to travel more. And then I need newness. I need like freshness in my life. I like adventure. I like to be stimulated with curiosity. And I think, living in New York for nearly 10 years, like it got boring. It got like, I know, can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm just like, but also I was just like really unhappy and depressed there. So I kind of need this adventure in order to spark my interest. But if you're not feeling like taking photos, I think going back to the Liminal Paradise, the still life series, um, I think not putting so much pressure and like I just called it a study. Like I'm just like, it's just a study. It's just a sketch. It's just like a sketchbook thing. I think by taking the pressure off and knowing that it doesn't have to go anywhere and reminding yourself that it doesn't have to exist on this like public facing space, I think knowing that and reminding yourself that's what you tell yourself. Like, if you're just like sometimes I'll just go around the neighborhood and shoot because I still have I have a roll of film to finish. But if you're really feeling like you don't want to take photo, just don't let it last too long. The not taking photos or the painting or the making of work. But I think it is really important to give yourself time to take a rest because we need it as humans. Like I think we're not we're not built to be stimulated in the way that we are on a day-to-day basis in current uh this current state of the world. And I think you have to remind yourself that and just know it. And like, yeah, just remind yourself, and like if you need the time, take the time for yourself.
Thank you. We come back to the living room. Jubon.
Yeah, thank you so much for this amazing talk. This is a good opportunity for me to understand your work much better. I'm also an art lover, and then I'm into art as a business person. Uh, yeah, after this talk, I could understand that as a vulnerable person who you are, art functions. This is weird, but art seems to be a very, very good way to make you continue your life and then mingle or enjoy, navigate this world.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you what the definition of the art currently. Yeah, and then how do you want to continue your work?
The work that I'm making now, or the definition, I think my work is therapeutic for me. That's how I would describe it. I think during the Facing Identity series, that's when I really understood that it was a way for um it was a way to it was an outlet to like move through my feelings and kind of process a lot of things. And I think that's how it will always be a tool, I think, to express myself, and move through feelings and understand myself. I mean, the Hatch and Bloom, which is the still life series, the Liminal Paradise, that was really the surrealist approach was really trying to not understand my subconscious, but acknowledge my subconsciousness. And I mean, I have a therapist, I have a psychologist. I'm really interested in how the brain works and how we process feelings and emotions. And I consider therapy as a way it's research for me. I want to understand how my brain is working, why the way it's working. I mean, both of my parents have um, like history with depression and anxiety, and so I was like, now I can understand why I have all of these things, because I do think it's a hereditary thing. But I think the more if you want to understand and learn about yourself, I think that's what art is. I think that's what the purpose of art is. And like, even if you're an art lover, an art collector, and you're going to just see the art, I think it's a relationship. Like, I'm just trying to share something that I use to better understand myself, and if you happen to have better understand yourself, or like something might click, that's what it's all about for me, is kind of sharing it with others. And I'm just trying to understand myself.
Thank you. Okay, we go back online. Sabine. Okay.
Is that?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Sabine. I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of Parker's childhood's friend. I'm calling from all the way from New York City. It's a little late here, but I wanted to tune in because I've witnessed his artwork from middle school all the way till now, and it's so beautiful. But Parker, just to tune in, I'm very proud of you. This is wonderful. I love what you guys are doing. But here's my question. After moving to Korea, you built this new life, and you're exploring new art directions, and you've become a part of your neighborhood and your community, and you found friends, and you've done all these art installations. As the space is now being demolished and you're transitioning into a new chapter of life, do you feel like you're leaving any part of you behind, or any part of the art series that you've created and created behind? Or perhaps you feel like, you no longer need these things and you're kind of evolving into something new as maybe move out of the country, or you stay where you're at?
Okay, this is my best friend, so I kind of hate you for asking a question. But she's seen me through it. She's seen me through the breakup. She's seen me through family ties. Like, this is really like my part of my heart. And so she knows that she kind of knows what's next for me a little bit, or she knows. But I'm going to be leaving Korea, and I don't think I'm leaving anything behind. I think this is just the beginning, and it will just be a continuation of here. And like, I, and yeah, I think I will just continue on. I feel like I've found and developed and evolved into like a much better person, to be honest, and like I'm less angry and hard-shelled and hard-headed, and so I don't think this is the end. I think this is really just kind of, I feel like I just started, to be honest. Like that's, and I will just continue on. I feel like I found kind of how to trust myself and like the subject matter that I'm working in now with Hydro Halo and Liminal Paradise. I think this language, I feel like I found my language here. And it's not definitely not Korean. It's definitely not a spoken language. It's definitely I found my visual language here, and it'll evolve over time. So I don't think I'm leaving anything behind because I think things will bring me back here. I already believe that, and I have faith and I have hope that it will. Um, and yeah, I mean, I will be leaving next week. Um, because yeah, things are happening, and it's not a sad thing. It's a very happy thing. I'm very excited. I don't know exactly what the timeline is, but I'll be more of a nomad, and I'm really excited for that. And I think that's what kind of breathes life into me. And being adventurous is,
You got this.
Yeah.
no, I'm just happy.
There's so many beautiful things ahead of you, and I'm so
Yeah.
incredibly proud.
Yeah, I'm
And
not
look at
sad.
the things you've done.
I'm really
Your
grateful.
young self would be proud.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
I'm-
Thank you more,
And share
please.
what it-
Thank you more, please.
Yeah.
Share what is your next step, because that's
Okay.
a big thing.
She knows. Thank you, Sabine. Actually, I hate you, but I love you. But thanks for the question.
Thank you more, please.
Thank you more, please. We say that to each other because when we ask for things, we get it. And like when things are working out for us, we just say thank you more, please, to whatever we believe in this world, on this planet. We always say TYMP, just like thank you more, please, which is an announcement that I have. Okay, thank you more, please. We always say that to each other, even if shit is going wrong. But I'm leaving Korea because I got an opportunity. I got accepted into the Swatch Artist Residency Program in Shanghai. Thank you. I'm still hashing out and like figuring out the timeline, but um, it's gonna happen. All I care is that I got accepted. I was like, damn, I worked really hard, and everything that I did, ear and soul, and all the support that I had over these years, like, was all worth it. And I feel like it's just, it's the step that you don't see in front of you while your foot is in the like leading itself. And I think, yeah, I think that's where I'll go. I don't know exactly when I'll start, but I'll go home to Florida to visit my family for a little bit. I'll probably go to New York. I'll be nomadic and like I'll spend some time in Shanghai, hopefully, like expected later this year. But yeah, that's what's next. And then after that, I don't know. Don't ask me what's next after that. But yeah, I've quit my job and I really am like doubling down and like digging my heels into the ground and betting on myself and like my artistic practice and like focusing 100% instead of whatever percentages I have been doing for the last 8 years. So yeah, that's what's next.
And I think this is the best way to.
No, that's why I'm emotional.
Oh, it's perfect. You know what? From in-betweener to in-betweener, I always say, I don't know what's coming next, but I'm ready for it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Is like, I think I've spent a lot of my life afraid and scared. And because I like to know, because I'm a control freak and I like to know what's next. But moving to Korea was not, I didn't know what's next from that, and I've made it work for 8 years. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think I can say now, class dismissed.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.